When you think of Monster Hunter, what's the first thing that comes to mind? The insanely fun and cinematic boss fights? The seemingly endless amount of weapons and armor? Or maybe even having to transport a wyvern egg across the entire map? Fuck! But I want to focus on a criminally underappreciated part of Wilds, the ecosystem. Don't get me wrong, you'd have to be playing with your eyes closed not to appreciate the beauty of the Forbidden Lands, but it's way too easy to get caught up in quests and not realize that every living thing has its own way of surviving in each of these unique biomes. If I had to guess, I'd say most of you have never even wondered if the poop monkey ever gets thirsty. It does, by the way. Everything from the plants and the fish to even the most fierce monsters out there, all of them are at the mercy of nature. And for today's video, we are focusing on the most durable motherfuckers in the entire Forbidden Lands. I am, of course, talking about the WudWuds. The same creatures that Leonardo da Vinci drew inspiration from when drawing the Vitruvian Man. Tribes of wild Lydians have been a part of Monster Hunter for a long time now, but the WudWuds here certainly stand out. First of all, they have a surprisingly thick fur coat for a warmer environment like the Scarlet Forest, along with having bear-like hands for using tools like this pokey thing on the end of a stick, while also having some adorable pointy teeth for breaking meat apart, as these little badasses are omnivores who eat whatever they have to in order to survive. Their clothing also consists of a mix of plants and cloth found throughout the forest. True survivors. I'm walking here! Sorry, my fault. There's also no record of a WudWud ever dying, so until I see some contradictory evidence, I fully believe that they are eternal beings that simply cannot die. And while the areas in the Forbidden Lands can be very far apart, there is one thing that connects all of them. A structure located deep underground only known as the Landspine. And this Landspine dictates the weather of these areas by discharging energy throughout this whole structure, which spans the entire continent, creating a constant rotation of 3 different weather conditions. First comes the fallow, a time where much of the wild and plant life struggle to survive due to a complete lack of resources. This, of course, leads to conflict with the wildlife, as now they are forced to compete with each other in the name of survival. Then, on the other hand, there is the plenty, a period of time in which all resources seem to be found in great abundance, where the world is truly at its most beautiful and the wildlife coexists inside of the ecosystem peacefully. Mostly. Some monsters like the Deshagama are still dicks no matter how nice it is outside. And these 2 polar opposite weather conditions are separated by one last event, the inclemency. A period of time where the harshest weather condition of a given area rages on relentlessly. And it's also the time that you are most likely to run into one of the apex predators of the region, since they actually thrive in these unforgiving climates. So, even at the top of the food chain, all of these creatures are forced to adapt to these irregular conditions. And nobody's doing it better than the WudWuds. While the Scarlet Forest is simply another destination for us hunters, this place is home for the WudWuds. So as you navigate the area, you'll regularly see them interacting with the environment in super interesting ways. And don't judge them on their feral appearance, as they are much more intelligent than they appear. Well, maybe not much more, but they definitely aren't idiots. They organize themselves into groups to work on gathering different necessities for the entire tribe during the daytime. For example, some WudWuds are assigned to gather large amounts of honey during the fallow for their tribe. They specifically choose this time to harvest honey because, unlike the plenty, there isn't nearly enough honey for the larger monsters of the forest to be satiated. Although, just in case of an emergency, you can see they even established a brave WudWud to stand guard during this gathering process. Incredible stuff, right? Some are even responsible for fishing up food for the rest of the tribe as well. They even do a little celebration when they catch one. Look at that shit. Best day of the little thing's life. Although fishing can be an extra dangerous endeavor due to them using Uthduna's territory, the apex predator of the Scarlet Forest. By the way, sorry if Boo randomly walks into frame. He really likes to show off his Star Scourge Radon cosplay while I'm recording, and there's no shot that I'm leaving him all alone at camp. But anyways, these WudWuds are really good at organizing themselves into groups and working together for their tribe's survival. Despite this camaraderie with one another though, they are still very much isolationists by nature, choosing to mostly keep to themselves and their base rather than trading with the other human tribes found throughout the Forbidden Lands. And taking a closer look at their base, I mean, why the fuck would you ever want to leave? This place is perfect. It's usually filled with the little goofballs popping in and out throughout the day, along with many jars and containers for storing important things like grains, fish, flowers, and of course, pretty rocks. I'm a pass on the stew surprise though. Looks like the ingredient of the day is WudWud shit. They also do have a sort of sharing is caring policy with one another, with all of the necessities left out for those that are hungry, thirsty, or even just bored. Except for Plum Peach here, because despite their tribal appearance, the WudWuds can also be surprisingly materialistic. Things that pique their interest mostly include shiny things, but most important of all, pink Kangalala fur. Just look at how content Plum Peach is on their own little iron throne of pink fur. In fact, it even awakens your Palico's natural instincts, as you can find it regularly taking naps on the fur throne too. And these are just how normal days go for the WudWuds. But what about the nighttime? Well, while this is a troubling time for most natives of the forest, it's actually when the WudWuds are at their most relaxed. You see, just outside the base are some vines leading to a rooftop. And while during the day it just seems like an old bonfire with junk littered all over the place, this is actually home to the most exclusive nightclub in the Scarlet Forest. Every night that there isn't rain, you can see the whole tribe coming together to create the perfect kickback for them all to relax after a long day of work. I mean, is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen in your entire life? Even Alma can't help but be hypnotized by their lifestyle. Many of them, like my guy Shrumpet here, will even trade with you. Or the beautiful Snifflure, who is simply feasting and enjoying happy time, and wants to share with us. A very rare quality for a tribe that struggles to survive each and every day. A true testament to their kindness, but also a good lesson to always reward yourself after a long day. We could all learn a little bit from the WudWuds. And since they throw a rager every single night, they show their cat-like qualities with naps throughout the day, sleeping in these little leaf cocoons like the little angels that they are. Oh shit, you okay? Say something! Oh, I got worried for a second. Don't know why I even doubted such a capable race of felines. And that's all I was able to absorb from spending a day with the WudWuds. Yet I still feel like I have so much to learn from them. Unlike us hunters who just take orders from the guild and let them worry about everything, these felines take everything day by day. So, the next time that you pass by a WudWud during your hunts, make sure to pay them their due respect. And all hail Plum Peach!